Hey everyone out there, it's the 3DJ channel. My name is Jay, and today's video is all about cosplay / airsoft and 3D design. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. On my last video, guys, I talked about my Wasteland Zombie Hunter costume and the different kinds of weapons that I'm going to be having as props on that costume. And I spoke about how they were airsoft guns and there was a sword. But today video is going to be about the two secondary 1911 airsoft guns that I put under my armpits as part of, or under my armpit holsters. And I want to show you those guns, and I want to show you how I 3D printed tips to make them safe for the different events that I might want to go to with them. So before we get started on that, I want to go over a couple things. Safety is the biggest thing. Safety's first. So what I recommend to anyone out there, whether you're using airsoft guns or just plain old fake guns, but they look real, make sure that you're following all the event slash venue guidelines that are out there. Say you're going to Comic-Con, there's rules for that. Going to cosplay, there's different rules for that. Going to airsoft battles, there's different rules for that. So make sure you're following those guidelines. Make sure you look them up, make sure you know what they are, so you don't get in trouble. So you're not staring down the barrel of a real gun because they think you have a real gun. So keep that in mind. Second, gun etiquette. Make sure that you are treating any fake or real, or any fake or airsoft, meaning where it can actually shoot some kind of projectile. Make sure you're treating that as if it's a real loaded gun, and make sure you're not pointing at people. That's where etiquette and respect comes from with these guns. Make sure, because like I said, if somebody's really pointing a real gun at you, how do you feel? You feel threatened. Same as if they don't know who you are and you're pointing a fake gun at them. They don't know it's a fake gun, so keep that in mind when you're going to any kind of event. Make sure you're being respectful of the people, and make sure you use best practices being safe with any kind of real or fake gun. And this third thing I want to go over with safety is transporting your weapons, whether it be guns, whether it be swords, whether it be kind of blade weapons, or any kind of weapon, period. If it looks real and possibly could get someone injured, if you don't transport it correctly, you may get arrested for that, whether you're going to the venue or whether you're in the venue itself. You can be arrested if it hasn't been checked out. And if, of course, like I said, when it comes to transportation, safety-wise, make sure you're transporting in a case. My airsoft guns are in a case whenever they're traveling, and they're a lockable case where I have an actual combo lock on them, so not just anyone can open them up and get in. So keep that in mind when transporting any kind of weapons for airsoft, cosplay, or Comic-Cons. Okay? Alright, and before we get started on my guns, I want to make a shout out to the people who sold me my airsoft guns. These guys are in New Jersey. They're right around my area. They are called Full Auto Airsoft. They're really cool guys. I went in there. I saw the 1911 gun I wanted. They showed me the one they had used in the back where they had all their used guns. They showed me it. It looked really cool. They ordered me 2 brand new ones, and those are the 2 guns I got. When I got them, they let me check out the airsoft. They showed me how it has a blowback to it. They look really, really cool. And they also have a YouTube channel, so I want to make a shout out. Ask them if you want me to link their channel to this video, guys. It's called FA Airsoft. You guys want me to link your channel in my description below, or edit it and add it on, please let me know. Email me, comment me in my video below. But really cool guys, really helped me out and helped me set up my my airsoft guns for this event, for my costume. So let me get started with these guns, all right? So because I know you guys are gonna want to see these guns. They're cool. They look great. This is the 1911 right here that I have, which is the ASG STI TacMaster 1911 6mm airsoft pistol. Looks really, really cool. Has a bolt action. Has a nice slide action to it. It's got blowback. It has even, of course, it's got the window, the the window here so you can see your BBs going in, that you make sure you're doing the right thing when it comes to loading them in, because if you don't load them correctly, you can break the internals. So, of course, anywhere you go to buy something like this, they will tell you about the gun, tell you how to load it correctly, how to do all those kinds of things. So, but all that information is needed for regular airsoft battles. Now, the gun looks really, really cool. It's a nice black finish. It's got a metal metal slide, and it's got a metal and plastic composite bottom section. I really like it. It's nicely weighted. It feels like a real gun. It even shakes like a real gun. It's got a ambidextrous trigger lock to be locked on either side of the gun. So I have two of the guns, so I have a left, which makes sense because I have two of them, and I want to be able to lock the trigger with either hand. So being ambidextrous is really cool. It's even got the grip lock, so you can't fire this gun without having your whole hand on it to fire the actual trigger. So that's really cool. It's a really nice setup. Like I said, it looks really cool and it looks really nice. See? So that's the gun itself. But let's get into what I did to this gun to make it look really, really cool. Alright, so this is the one right out of the box. Now this is the cool modified 1911 Airsoft STI TacMaster by ASG. I took this gun. Guys, full Airsoft, take a look at this guy, because this is what you helped me create. I'll tell you right now, the reason why I modified the gun is, if you see right here the trigger, it's a metallized skeleton trigger. It looks okay. It's cool, the gun. The only problem is, if you look at this gun, it sticks out like a sore thumb. So it's the only section that has that kind of finish. So it doesn't really complement it very well. So what I did is I added the grip. I added a nice skeleton grip, which means it's completely transparent. You can see right through the grips. I can see you like you can see me. And I have the added on ribbed suppressor. This is actually a nice barrel extension suppressor. Now, like I told you guys in my video before, I did some metal alteration to these grips and suppressor to make this gun look the way it is. So, like again, if you guys want to see me do any kind of metal alteration on my channel, please comment below and tell me you want to see how I did this. Alright, I'll quickly go over what I did real quick. What I did is I had to, if you look at the bottom of this gun, these two grips are regular 1911 grips. This gun takes CO2 and green gas, so it has a bump out here. I had to grind both of these grips to make the actual bump out allow me to put these grips on. So that's what I did there. This suppressor, again, this suppressor here has a rail on it already built on to allow it to lock onto the barrel. This gun is not a real 1911, so the rail on this gun is slightly thinner. So the rail that came on this extension here is too thick for the rail inside the gun. I then had to metal and grind down the actual the rail on the suppressor extension, or barrel extension, so it would nicely click on to the actual end of the gun, which of course it does now, and this whole gun looks freaking awesome. I also added a cool flashlight / laser sight combo to the bottom of the gun, because this nice little rail on the bottom of the gun allows me to do so. This laser sight / flashlight has two different settings: laser or flashlight, or the combo of the two, which is really cool. And of course, I have a lockdown for the actual light and laser, or I have a turn on off real quick section where I can just push down on the actual trigger in one way, and it actually just turns the light on, and I could let go of it, turns the light completely off. Or I have, like I said, the lock. But this gun looks really, really cool. It came out really, really nice. It's going to look, two of these together under my arms are going to look like freaking cannons. But again, that is not these two are not my primaries. These are my secondaries. My primary is my Colt Python, which again, like I said, I'll be showing you guys in a future video. These guns look really, really cool. But now to get to the tips. If you look at both of these guns right here, Can't see on this one. This one you can see. This gun has no orange tip. Right now it looks real. It looks like a real gun. You have to be careful with this kind of gun, because if you go outside, someone's going to say they think you have a real gun, and you're going to get shot, or you're going to get hurt, because you're being stupid. Make sure you're doing proper gun etiquette. Make sure if it's not a real gun that you make sure it's signified with the orange tip, which is what my video is about. Now, I took the original orange tips off of these guns. Not only did it was that, I mean, I wouldn't recommend anyone who wants to keep the warranty to do so. When you take the tips off of these guns, the warranty is void and null, meaning anything happens to the gun, you can't go back and say, oh, the gun's a piece of crap, and you're going to get in trouble. So keep that in mind when doing any kind of modification to this gun. Alright? And, like I said, be safe. So let's go into the tips. Now I actually designed two different kind of tips. One is the hollow tip. The hollow tip allows me to shoot this gun for an airsoft battle. Allows me to cock it back and forth and be able to actually shoot this gun at an airsoft field so the BBs come straight out. Of course you don't need that kind of a barrel. You don't need an actual open barrel for cosplay or Comic-Con. So I then created the other type of barrel, which is the solid tip. So you're even more safe. People, God forbid, say you point this at someone, they're just going to see an orange tip, completely flat, no barrel. Oh, that's a fake gun. I can tell it's a fake gun. That's where it's more safe and people believe it's a safe gun. And people will not be so up in arms and scared of the gun. I mean, I'm not sure in maybe some events you may need to do more to a realistic looking gun to make it look more fake, so you can carry it in the venue and not get in trouble. But like I said, that's all rules and guidelines depending on the event. But for safety of a fake gun that looks like this, you need to make sure you have an orange tip on it. So that's that right there. Like I said, these tips are removable. They fit in pretty snugly. The first set of tips I printed were a little too loose, so I had to reprint and make an adjustment on the print, but I'll talk about that in a second. But these fit a little more snugger, and they don't fall out. And of course, like I said, they're much safer. Now, when it came to my modified setup with my 1911, I had to do something special. Why? Because I extended this barrel, and even though these tips, these little ones I printed, will fit. See right here, they'll fit in there. Boom. They're too far back. You can't really see them, and that's not good. You want to be able to see the orange tip when it comes to being safe at a venue. So what I did is I printed extended versions of the tips. This again is a hollow setup for when it comes to airsoft battles. You have a hollow setup so you can actually shoot this gun. Then you also have, again, for the cosplay and for the Comic-Con, the solid setup. And of course both of them stick out a little further than the actual barrel, so you can see it looks fake, and you understand it is fake. This is a fake gun. It's not going to shoot or hurt anybody, but it looks cool. It looks awesome. So those are the different versions of tips I 3D printed. Now let's go into the print. Now I'll tell you right now, to design the the two different lengths and the two different styles of tips for these airsoft guns, took me half an hour. That's all. For the solid ones, I skipped a step. Only thing I didn't do for the solid ones is when I designed them, I didn't hollow out all the way to the top. Whereas with the regular hollow ones, I hollowed all the way to the top, and the actual center section is uniform almost all the way down. That's it. That's all I did. Not too crazy, not too hard. Now, to go into 3D printing of these tips, understand one thing. I have a Thingiverse account. I'm trying to, like I said, unfortunately I have an issue with my main computer. It's completely trashed and down right now. My hard drive is faulty and it failed, so I lost all my designs. I'm probably gonna have to redesign these guys on my new hard drive, on my new hard drive and everything. But when it comes to designing this stuff, I'm going to be uploading these tips to my Thingiverse profile so you guys can print them. But telling you right now, these tips will only work on these guns. Not all airsofts are the same. Not all barrels are the same when it comes to airsoft guns. Will these work on maybe other airsoft guns? Maybe. But I would recommend to you guys, this is a challenge for everyone out there who wants to print these tips for their airsoft guns, maybe in different colors. I would sit down and break out the caliper like I did and start measuring the gun. Now, to let you know what I did is I took the gun and I measured the barrel. I measured the inside of the barrel, I measured the depth of the barrel, and then I measured the outside of the barrel. Why? Because this tip is exactly on the outer diameter of the tip is exactly the same diameter of the barrel itself. So it is completely perfect. So the idea I make sure you need to do that is because when shooting this gun up with the blowback, you don't want the tip to be bigger, because then when it blows back, it may pop the tip off. And during an airsoft battle, you may get in trouble for that, which means you may get kicked off the airsoft field. So keep that in mind. And that's it. That's all it took to create those tips. They're not too hard to create. And if you create them, you can create them for any airsoft gun. It's a matter of just breaking down the caliper and measuring out what you need and designing on a 3D design software. Also, show you guys, this may be a future design I might do, or future 3D print I might do. If you see this right here, this is the extended tip on the non-modified piece. If you do something really cool, is you can actually make a mock suppressor for this gun. Again, be safe, do something with orange on it so you don't get in trouble with it. But you can do a nice, cool, how do I put this? A nice setup right here, suppressor and assassin. I mean, it's really cool. You have a Hitman kind of setup where you have like Hitman suppressors on two 1911s. That look really, really cool for a Comic-Con. I'm not tall enough for that kind of character, so again, I won't be doing Hitman. But there are other characters I might look into when it comes to my weapons, but other than my my Wasteland Zombie Hunter costume. But that's for future video. So that's what I did for my tips. Guys, I'd recommend before you print those tips out, when it comes to printing, again, make sure you maintenance your oiler. These tips did not take too long at all to clean up. All I had to do, clean any kind of cleanup I had, was on the end where the raft was, and on the inside of the actual tips. On the outside, around where it printed, I didn't have to do a thing. I had no cleanup whatsoever. Everything came out smooth and clean because I maintenance that oiler before I printed. And of course, print this in PLA. ABS will shrink, so that would suck because you need more precise. Want to be more precise with this, because you want to sit there and have to sand everything to make it just fit just right. I mean, it will take a little bit of sand. I mean, a little bit of filing on this, but not that much. Whereas if you print an ABS, it might be a little bit of a pain in the butt to correct it so it fits on the end of the barrels correctly. And that's it, guys. That's all it took to create these tips to make these guns safe, so I can cosplay and I can airsoft and I can Comic-Con safely. And I recommend you guys out. Like I said, guys, if you have your own airsoft guns out there, break out a caliper, design something cool. You want to design a silencer and 3D print it? Design a silencer, 3D print it, put it on your gun. Shoot me a video. I mean, shoot me a picture on my email. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put my email in the description below, so you guys can start emailing me more directly. And of course, guys, comment on my videos. Let me know what you want to see on my channel. Give me some ideas. I mean, I'm just going along with what I have on my project list, but maybe you have some ideas for me. Maybe you have something you want to see on my channel. Let me know. Comment below. Share my videos. Share my videos with any of your friends. If you're interested in my channel and you want other people to look and talk about my videos or give me ideas, share my videos with everyone, any of your family members or your friends. Of course, subscribe. Told you guys, if you like and subscribe, my last video, I will wear a loincloth. You haven't done enough yet. You want to see me in a loincloth? You gotta like and subscribe to my channel. Like I said, my computer's down right now, my main one, but I'm still gonna load this video so you guys can see this. I got my other laptop. I cleaned the thing up. I got it all going, so you'll be able to see this video this week. And like I said, guys, just let me know what you guys want to see going forward, and I will definitely shoot video for it. Also, before I go with you guys, let's talk about what's going to happen in the future videos. I told you guys I'm going to show you those 2 other guns for my Wasteland Zombie Hunter costume, but I hopefully will be loading a video soon about the Sub-Zero mask. I recently ordered some LEDs. They came in. They weren't bright enough, but I have some new ones on order. They're a little brighter, so I can get that effect I want in the mask. And my friend already got on board with actually being my model for the costume for Sub-Zero, so keep an eye out for that video. So guys, I hope to see you soon. Enjoy, and I'll see you next video. Bye.